5 stories that will restore your faith in humanity. Number 1. Number 5.
Tracy Spraggins was only 6 when she was first diagnosed with the chronic inflammatory disease lupus, which affects kidney functions. She was placed on the transplant list in 2013, just a couple of months after her 34-year-old sister, who also had lupus, died from complications involving a kidney transplant. The waiting list for a kidney transplant is 7 years long, and many people are never able to find a donor. Knowing this, Tracy's husband PJ submitted himself for evaluation to assess whether or not he could give his wife his kidney. Amazingly, they were a match. But the next day, the couple received the bad news that PJ's blood pressure was too high to perform the operation. PJ, who weighed 265 pounds at the time, was advised to lose 30 pounds to come back in for an evaluation. He lost the 30 pounds, but on the way to his next evaluation, he changed a flat tire and was again denied. But this didn't stop him. He embarked on a year-long journey, and at the end of it, he was 70 pounds lighter and short one kidney. PJ's wife Tracy, who's a special needs teacher, was quoted as saying, "The way my kidney functions now, it's at 100%, and it's the best it's ever been." PJ said about the whole situation, "To know that I did everything I could to give my wife a better quality of life is just the best feeling. I'm so happy." Number 4. Josh Signick has waved to his 75-year-old neighbor Leonard Bullock for the last 4 years. Signick said, "He sits on their front porch all day long. I never talked to him, not until I heard what those 2 kids said." It was a hot summer day, and 2 teenagers passing by commented that Leonard's house should be burned down because it was in such terrible shape. Josh said, "I saw the look on Leonard's face. I could tell the comment bothered him. I don't think elderly people should have to endure what I heard from those 2 kids' mouths. I kind of stewed about it for a couple of days before I decided to do something." Signick got some friends together to paint Leonard's house and posted on Facebook asking for help. What happened next stunned him and everyone else. The post blew up and was shared more than 6,000 times. By the end of the day, over 100 people had come out to volunteer, and Starbucks even donated 6 gallons of water and iced tea. Signick said after, "Yeah, it was a random act of kindness, but to me it's more about respect. I was raised to respect the people who came before you, to help others who don't have much." After all was said and done, Josh said, "My buddy told me that Leonard and Dorothy were still sitting on their front porch in the dark, just grinning from ear to ear." Number 3. Jim Simons is the world-renowned founder of hedge fund Renaissance Technologies and a brilliant mathematician. He's also a billionaire, and has been funneling money to deserving math and science teachers through his philanthropic organization, Math for America. Simons was quoted as saying, "We give them extra money, $15,000 a year. We have 800 math and science teachers in New York City in public schools today, as part of a core." The billionaire hedge fund manager also explained that in 2016, he plans to expand his efforts to over 1,000 teachers, which equates to 10% of the math and science teachers in New York City public schools. When you look at how much money Simons is actually giving each teacher considering their salary, the numbers are astounding. The average teacher is paid $56,383 annually. Simons is giving each teacher an extra $15,000 each year on top of their salary, which is around a 25% bonus for those 1,000 extraordinary teachers. Simons' philosophy is this: instead of beating up the bad teachers, which has created morale problems all throughout the educational community, in particular in math and science, we focus on celebrating the good ones and giving them status. What a guy. Number 2.
Anson Lemmer was working as a pizza delivery driver for Uncle Pizza in Glenwood on June 15th. He was on the very last order of the night and expected to just deliver the pizza and go home. However, when Lemmer arrived at the house, he found a man turning blue and 2 other people standing over him.
They asked right away if he knew CPR, and Lemmer did. He had just trained in it less than a year ago. Anson Lemmer said, "I jumped in right away to do those chest compressions, and I felt a couple of his ribs break. He's gonna wake up with sore ribs." The fire department showed up soon after, and the man started to breathe. They thanked him for his contribution, and Lemmer later remarked, "I called my parents and said this has been the craziest pizza delivery ever. I left a pizza boy and came back a pizza man." Number 1. It was a scene of chaos on November 12, 2015, following a bomb explosion on a busy shopping street in Beirut's southern suburbs. The street was packed with people coming home from work and others hanging out with friends. One of those people near the bomb site was Adel Termos, a father of two who was walking his daughter in the open-air market. Adel survived the first suicide bombing and was about 100 meters away from where the attack occurred. His neighbor, Hussein, saw Adel as he was carrying his injured friend to the hospital. Hussein also saw another man he knew with a gun drawn. The man shot a guy on a motorcycle who was carrying a passenger. Right away, it became clear that they were the second suicide bombers who intended to blow up all the onlookers and people trying to help the injured. What happened next was fearless, brave, and heroic. Adel Termos sprang into action and pushed the terrorist away from the mosque where the crowd of people had gathered. The man shouted Allah Akbar and exploded himself with Adel Termos holding onto him. In total, Adel saved the lives of around 200 people. He leaves behind his wife Basima, 6-year-old daughter Malak, and 2-year-old son Akram. When questioned by CNN, Basima was quoted as saying, "The kids and I are all doing fine. He made us proud, put our heads up high. What more do I need? He gave me dignity, pride, and respect." Adel Termos' story spread on social media, and he has drawn praise from around the world for his selfless act that saved the lives of hundreds at the cost of his own life.
Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe because I plan to make this into a series. And leave any comments or suggestions down below. Thanks. Bye.